welcome back to Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast. I'm Charles Skaggs. Joining me this evening, as always, is the ever-incredible, ever-awesome Xan Sprouse. Hello, Xan. How are you this evening?
Hello, ever-awesome Charles Skaggs. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Hi, everybody in podcast land.
We're here to talk, you guessed it, Twin Peaks, go figure.
What are the odds?
I know, it's crazy. It's wacky. So, welcome back. We're continuing our series of commentary episodes once again. And as we move on, we're now in the fourth episode.
The fourth episode, episode 3.
Or episode 3, depending on your point of view. Yes, we've kind of been through that. So it's either the pilot plus 3 or the fourth aired episode, depending on your point of view.
Episode 3, the fourth episode.
Yes, that's what we should just call that. Yeah, episode 3, the fourth episode.
The fourth episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like I've said before, there's the grand prize, and then there's first prize, which, is crazy, confusing crap, but that's where we are with Twin Peaks.
Exactly. So yeah, we're gonna talk Rest in Pain, the third/fourth episode, depending on your point of view, that aired on April 26, 1990, written by Harley Peyton and directed by Tina Rathborn.
That, by the way, was my my friend Ethan's 15th birthday.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's exactly a week after me. So
interesting. So that means he was born in 1990.
No, when he was 15.
When he was 15, he was 15 in 1980. So that means he was born in 75.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Rest in Pain, by the way, I think is going to be the title of my metal album when I finally make one.
That does. That does
Isn't
make
that
a great.
great?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rest in Pain.
Rest in Pain. By Udine.
Yeah, exactly.
You sound like a strong mad.
Strong Man?
Strong mad.
I was going for the Metalocalypse thing. But
That's pretty good.
yeah. Nathan Explosion.
Nathan Explosion.
Oh, Nathan Explosion.
I like Strong Mad, though. He's pretty good.
Strong Man.
I am Strong Mad.
That's good. So, for those, now we're recording this on July 12th, 2018, and we got the Emmy noms today.
The Emmy snubs.
The Emmy
shall
snubs.
We say?
The Emmy snubs. Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Worst nominations ever.
I was on the internet within moments voicing my disdain.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, sadly, Kyle MacLachlan was robbed.
Kyle MacLachlan was robbed. Kyle MacLachlan, although he played 3 parts,
Right.
apparently that's not enough for the Emmy crowd.
Yeah.
Not good
As I pointed out, unless you're Tatiana Maslany, who plays like 6 different characters plus on Orphan Black.
Well, maybe that's the number. Maybe you've got to reach 6 or more.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's your quota. It's like, well, well, Tatiana Maslany does 6 plus characters on Orphan Black. You only did 3.
You only did 3, Kyle MacLachlan. You have to sit this one out.
Weak.
Now, I will say that although Kyle MacLachlan got majorly snubbed, as did Sheryl Lee again, and as did Grace Zabriskie again,
right.
Everybody in Twin Peaks does a fantastic job, especially I think these 3 people who I think run the gamut emotionally the most in Twin Peaks.
Now, Laura Dern got a nomination, but it was for something else. That wasn't Twin Peaks.
That wasn't Twin Peaks, right. And I think she also really ran the gamut emotionally in this one and did a very, very good job, and that's she was robbed too, for sure. But the thing that was most recognized out of the 9 nominations that Twin Peaks got, 4 of those nominations were specifically for Part 8.
Yes. Well, which makes sense because that was obviously, the highlight of the series. That was just the standout episode.
That's the most beautiful hour of television I've ever seen in my entire life.
Pretty much. And it did, at least it was acknowledged in a technical way, Part 8 was, because it received nominations for cinematography, sound editing for a limited series, hairstyling, production design, single camera picture editing, sound mixing, and makeup.
Because it's really hard to do Carol Struyken's hair.
Yeah, exactly.
But, if we're thinking about when we're thinking about makeup for a limited series
Right.
throughout the entire series, you do have you've got Doppelganger Cooper.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, for Mr. C, he had a completely different skin tone than Cooper had.
He was like dirty. He had those black eyes,
Right.
and then you have the firemen who are all black and gross and nasty, and you have even Senorita Dido's eye makeup and the hair for Joy Nash, all of that. The hairstyling. I'm thinking, whose hair? But then I'm thinking, you have, you've got to get that poof to Andy's hair. You've got to get that stupid little half ponytail for Doppelganger Cooper for Mr. C. And you have to do that 1930s hairstyle for Senorita Dido, and just the hair. I mean, I know that Laura Dern's hair was a wig, but still, just the idea of using the colors to identify which dimensional version of Diane we have. Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
it definitely episode 8 definitely deserves to be recognized.
Right.
And I'm glad that was.
And it was a period episode because it was set in the 1950s.
Right. It was. So, it was. The first part of it.
Because like all the characters that were in the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. So, I mean, that's a lot of period costuming. So yeah, that should have been recognized, I thought.
Absolutely. And then even just the set design and the costumes for the 1940s piece when we see Senorita Dido and the fireman. Not the fireman. Yeah, the fireman. The tall man. The giant.
Yes.
As the fireman.
Right. Now the whole thing, what we presume is the White Lodge.
Yes.
That whole theater set.
Oh, so gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly. It's so beautiful to look at. So
I would live in that even with the tin machines in there.
Right.
So yes, we have some performance raws, but then of course we have outstanding directing and outstanding writing for David Lynch and Mark Frost.
Right.
So
at least they were acknowledged. Now whether they'll win or not, we have no idea. Probably not, but
no.
But at least they got nominated. So, but Kyle MacLachlan is obviously the glaring omission here.
Glaring omission, and that's been mostly what I've been seeing online. Was that Kyle MacLachlan?
I thought it was interesting because I was on Twitter just when that news broke, and Twin Peaks was trending.
Interesting.
Because of just a lot of people just expressing outrage or the a-holes that like delight in the Schadenfreude of just that feel that Twin Peaks is pretentious or whatever, and then they just reveling in the fact that it was overlooked, that kind of thing.
Look, I'm sorry King of Queens got canceled, but you could watch something different for once in your life, people.
Pretty much. I mean, I get that, okay, well, maybe the Big Bang Theory is too challenging for you.
Oh, don't even start me on the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I know. That's basically a Pandora's box just waiting to be...
we could do like 5 episodes on why I hate that show.
I could do 12 on why. I'm pretty sure, anyway. Speaking as a comic geek, yes, I could do 12 easy. All right, so Bo. So we at least we got some nominations. I guess we just have to hope that. Now I don't know if the writing and the directing for limited series will make it to the actual broadcast.
Good question.
So if there are major,
I haven't actually.
So hopefully, but.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I haven't actually watched the Emmys, though, in like 20 years.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I pretty much watch the Oscars only these days.
Right. If nothing else, you can root for Laura Dern in another category.
Heck yeah, you can.
So, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Representing, so yeah, we'll throw all our Twin Peaks support behind Laura Dern.
That's the thing with us Twin Peaks fans. If you're in Twin Peaks,
we follow you. Yeah, we follow you through the rest of your lives.
We will follow you. And Peggy Lipton even talked about that when she was on Later with Bob Costas.
Okay.
About how, Twin Peaks fans will follow you forever.
Pretty much.
And, and I was too young to have seen the Mod Squad, but why do you think I watched it after that?
Right.
Thank you very much. Make it nice.
I always meant to watch that. I mean, I've seen episodes like here and there, like because they'll be on really late, but I never like sat down and made the effort to like watch it week after week or whatever.
I think probably 20% of why I'm such a big Rashida Jones fan.
Yeah.
It's because her mom is Peggy Lipton.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know I didn't know Rashida Jones's mom was Peggy Lipton.
Rashida Jones is the daughter of Peggy Lipton and her ex-husband Quincy Jones.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I learned something today.
You learned something today.
See, everybody. You thought we'd just ramble on and just kind of talk snark about our episodes or whatnot, but see, you actually learned stuff.
We teach you ancestry.
Exactly. And
when I found that out, I was like, "Oh, Peggy Lipton's daughter, I love her!" Like immediately, I was like, going to follow her to the ends of the earth as well.
Hilarious. All right. Well, Twin Peaks. Hey, it made me a lifelong Chris Isaak fan. So.
Heck yes, it did.
So. Can't say anything bad about that.
Nope.
All right. So let's talk about Rest in Pain. Now this is Rest in Pain. This is the big episode that introduces Sheryl Lee as Maddy Ferguson, Laura Palmer's cousin.
You think I look like Laura, don't you?
I do.
I do. So again, we are going to, if you want to sync up with us.
She's her cousin.
But she is Laura Palmer.
Yeah. Doesn't she look exactly like Laura Palmer?
But it is Laura Palmer.
Are you Laura Palmer?
She's my cousin. Yeah. I feel like I know her, but sometimes my arms bend back.
Yes. So,
foreshadowing, keep that in mind, kids.
And we should bring up that, this is obviously, naming her Madeline is obviously a tribute to Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, because that was the character played by Kim Novak. She played the characters Madeline Esther and Judy Barton. Yes. So
what's the matter? Did she ditch you?
I've never actually seen Vertigo, believe it or not. I know, right?
Oh my god.
I know.
Next to Rear Window, that's my favorite movie.
See, I like Rear Window. I have that. I love that movie so much.
Rear Window was, I don't know if your family had this or if you have this, but it's my family's sick movie.
Okay.
It's the movie we always watched when one of us was sick.
Because the character played by Jimmy Stewart, he's got a broken leg.
Yeah, so he's been laid up for the last 6 weeks with a broken leg.
And he's stuck.
So that's what we watch when we're sick. It's one of our sick movies. And so, what was it? I think it was 4 years ago I had my tonsils taken out, and my parents bought me that Blu-ray.
Really?
To recuperate with.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
That's great.
So
yeah, I like that movie.
I have new sick movies now. I've added to my repertoire, but that was my very first sick movie was Rear Window.
Right.
And so yeah, that's my favorite Hitchcock, and then Vertigo's second.
That little gateway to voyeurism.
Well, that's the thing. But see how many lives it might have saved.
Right. This is true.
I mean, it killed a woman and a dog, but still.
Nice.
Who knows what tomorrow? I mean, he had a girlfriend. Who knows what would have happened after he moved her in there and he got sick of her too?
Right.
Right. Raymond Burr.
Yep.
That's you can trust him when he's an attorney, but not when he's a jewelry salesman.
That's how he ended up in the wheelchair in Ironside. There.
Oh. All right. So should we start Twin Peaks?
I think so, because once you start reaching for the Ironside references, I think it's probably time to call it a day. All right.
I think it's time.
All right. So
if you want to sync up with us,
yes. How would they do
what
that?
What we've done is we're both paused.
Yes.
Right as we fade to black after seeing written by Mark Frost or created by Mark Frost and David Lynch.
Yes.
So we're going to count down from 3, 2, 1, go.
Right.
And then we're going to press play.
And you can follow along with us. Yes.
It's going to be right as we fade into the opening of the Great Northern Hotel.
Yes. All right. So, everybody ready? Got your fingers on the pause button or play button? All right. We'll count down. 3, 2, 1.
Go. All right. Lovely Great Northern Hotel.
Stately Great Northern Hotel.
Meanwhile, it's Stately Great Northern.
Yep.
And never quite noticed all of that industrial stuff by the water fountain. That's probably.
I would say you've been there.
The hydroelectric.
You've been there and actually got to see that. Is that still there?
I'll have to look at my photos and double check because I was just so captivated by the majesty
right.
of what I was looking at and just the the emotional impact that I was having.
It is kind of hard to ignore those falls.
Yep. Oh, speaking of impact of gorgeous things.
Right.
Here we have Audrey Horne, who is 18, by the way.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Cooper.
And Audrey's like waiting outside Cooper's room, waiting for him to walk down the hallway.
So we find out today is the day of Laura Palmer's funeral. Yeah, see, this Audrey is sort of like the first Zach and Cody. She lives in this hotel. Yeah. And so she, as we'll find out later, she's got little secret pathways and ways to spy on her father.
Giving everyone her stalking tips.
Yes, she can keep an eye out on the guests as she's stalking the handsome men or making the Norwegians leave. Either way. So, she's met up with Agent Cooper as he comes down for breakfast, and he's sort of like giving her this hopeful flirting by telling her that her perfume is incredible.
Yeah,
and
it's called
now
it's called Dial Soap.
Yeah, seriously. And now he's trying to figure out if he's the one that left him the Jack with one eye note, and asking her to write down her name so he can check her handwriting.
He's all sly.
He's so smooth as an FBI agent, not necessarily as a courting gentleman, as we find out in his previous.
These two are way too good looking than they have any right to be.
Right? Seriously.
Right?
Seriously. And Sheryl Fenn, I can't say things about Sheryl Fenn, is one of the kindest-hearted people I've ever met in my entire life.
That's awesome. I look forward to. I hope I can meet her someday.
She's very sweet, and she's a very positive force. And I think she's had some adversity, and she's had to keep positive for herself, but it rubs off on you. It's just wonderful. So now we're learning about the perfume counter and its possible connection to where he's getting his hookers, basically. So, I like how Audrey knows that Laura worked at the perfume counter, but has no idea that Ronette worked there. It's like, do you ever go into your own store?
Well, if you think about it, Audrey doesn't seem like the type that would pay attention to the employees.
I guess not, but these are her high school.
That's true. Maybe it was just the people that she knows from school, but
right.
Yeah.
Right. So that could be. She might know more about Laura because Audrey, thank you for talking to me. What a lonely soul, this poor girl.
Yep. J'ai amour solitaire.
She might know more about Laura because of Laura's connection to her family. I mean, not just the fact that she's had sex with her father, but the fact that she comes and helps Johnny out with his
maple syrup collides with ham. And
so they're here because they think they're going to learn who killed Laura Palmer. And Cooper's like, let's get breakfast. And they're like, damn it!
Just tell us already.
Who is it? Let me tell you about the dream I had last night.
Forget the freaking dream. Tell me already.
Lucy's like, ooh, I was in your dream? Tell me about it, Cooper. Andy's not here. Tell me all about the dream.
Like, Harry, you were there. Lucy, so were you.
And you were there.
Yeah, it wasn't a dream. It was a place. And you were there. Yeah.
Beyond the moon, beyond the stars. And here we're basically hearing Cooper rehash the European movie ending, which we hadn't really.
Fire, walk with me.
Yes, calls out between two worlds. So we haven't seen this movie as an audience. We're just getting this rehash. So when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? They were all there.
Yeah, yes, that didn't happen yet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if you were new to Twin Peaks on video back in the early 90s, you were very confused.
Well, the way I took it was that, there was elements of the dream that we didn't get to see.
Yes.
So now he's telling us.
Now he's telling us, right. Well, you had seen this from the beginning as it first aired, and I didn't get that chance.
Right. That was the only way you could take it back, when I watched it live.
Right. I love how Cooper has aged better than they thought Cooper would age back in 1990.
Right.
Good. I don't know what moisturizer you're using, Kyle MacLachlan. I want some.
Yep. Kyle MacLachlan, 25 years later, looks better than Agent Cooper 25 years
Yes, exactly.
How is that house?
Because he's more attractive than any human deserves to be. That's why. Seriously.
Obviously.
Maple syrup colliding with ham. Uh-oh, there's a fight going on at the morgue. That can only mean one thing.
Oh, it's Albert time.
Albert Rosenflower.
Yep.
Oh.
There's this great line from Albert coming up.
Oh,
I've got compassion running out of my nose.
I'm the
It's like,
salted sentiment.
ew.
Yeah, the salted of sentiment is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
And here we have another man who's better looking than any human deserves to be.
Miguel
Ferrer, yes. And
Yep.
It's
all right, everybody, back to your respective corners. I want a good, clean fight.
excuse me, but I am Benjamin Horan, a pillar of this community who had sex with this girl when she was 17.
Right. And I'm cheating on my wife, but hey.
She did my wife with Catherine Martell and all the various horrors that I have in my employ.
Right.
Oh, goodness gracious. He's such a great salesman, isn't he?
Well, that's what makes him so effective
as
a businessman.
He's very charismatic, and that's how he's going to get the...
He's good at lying.
How he's going to get the Icelandic people.
I'm surprised he never ran for political office.
A rather annoying way of expressing yourself, or your method of expressing yourself. Stupidity, however, is not necessarily an inherent trait. This is one of my favorite... Let's just take a moment to listen to this here real quick.
Right.
Dig a hole, you plant a coffin. I, however... I can say this whole thing, I'm not going to... I must perform them now. I hear one of the greatest... Wheat! One of the greatest sound cues ever.
Right. Like he's a dentist.
Yeah.
or he's changing a tire. Like he's in the pit crew.
And see, here's the thing.
Yep.
It's got to be hard for Doc Hayward because this is Laura we're talking about. And
he's not human.
This is Laura's funeral, and they want to have a funeral for her. But what could we have possibly learned from her autopsy? I mean,
well, apparently he seems to think that if he just had a few more hours, he could glean all these new insights.
Oh, Albert, you're going to get punched in the face.
Yep, here it comes. This was very satisfying the first time.
Oh,
whack.
That's nice. That's great.
And down goes Rosenfeld.
Appropriate.
Yep.
Oh, wait in the car, Harry. Seriously. And he did just fall on Laura's dead body. That's kind of gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you imagine getting the job that Sheryl Lee got? Like, hey guys,
right.
I just got this job. What are you going to do? It'd be a corpse in 8 episodes of a TV show.
Yep. I'm going to have Miguel Ferrer fall on me.
Oh, so and here we find out that Cooper outranks Albert because he just gave him an order.
Well, because essentially it's his case. So apparently the special agent has the lead on this. Albert is essentially part of his team.
Albert and his team. Don't go to Sam.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just put this there.
Cooper very gently puts her arm back onto the table. Unfortunately, yep. Laura looks.
Now I'm gonna position her doing jumping jacks.
Oh, my favorite soap opera of all time.
Invitation
to Love. Starring Hadley as Chet. Oh, Emerald and Jade.
As Emerald and Jade, because green is its color.
Green is its color. Here we have Leland Palmer, who by the look on his face, I think is Bob right now.
Yeah, Leland's chasing the dragon again, apparently.
Well, Leland and his wife are not doing so well, and this is the day of his daughter's funeral, so can't say I blame him, but I think it looks like he's been crying as Leland, but now he's Bob. He's just got that look on his face that he's Bob now.
Yeah, it almost seems very dispassionate.
Right.
And then, all of a sudden, there's Maddy in her glasses from the Christopher Reeve collection.
Well, how else are you going to hide your face so you don't look like somebody everybody knows? Yeah, it's and I think we have a little bit of Leland popping through here now. And
so I'm sure Sheryl Lee was thrilled to actually be playing a live person.
Yeah, seriously.
Even if she had to wear a wig.
I think he started out. I think he's waffling back and forth between Leland and Bob here because.
Right.
I mean, when he cries, he looks fairly genuine.
Those lines blur so much, don't they?
They do. He does such a fabulous job. It's oh boy, somebody's gonna get out of prison.
Yep, they're there first. Hey.
Yeah, I'm married to him, so I guess he's come back to my diner. Son of a bitch.
Yep.
I think he's expecting that.
Yes, this parole officer that she's meeting with. Of course, he's gonna be a real sleaze about it.
Yeah.
Any questions? Yeah. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Well, an English swallow or an apple?
Ah! Sorry, I could resist.
Well, I'm the king. You have to know these things.
Very nice.
Gross. This guy's so gross. You're quite a girl,
Yeah,
Nona.
he is.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, he's just like,
You're like 45 years old, but I'm going to call you a girl still. Gross.
Yep.
3 to 5 for manslaughter? What kind of sleazeball
Yep.
attorney got him 3 to 5 for killing somebody? What is he, a rock star?
Probably Ben Horton's lawyer.
God. Yeah,
Duckies.
is Barry Horn a lawyer by any chance?
Wouldn't surprise me if he was.
Here we have Leo Johnson's truck.
Yep.
So.
And Leo's out back chopping wood.
Oh, he's so good for this murder too. They do such a good job of making it really seem like it's going to be him. And before Twin Peaks was a show, we would have just assumed any other show. We would have just assumed that he was the killer.
And that was probably why he was the lead suspect, because if you kind of approach Twin Peaks from that standard TV drama from the time period, logically, he would be the killer. Yes. So obviously he's the prime suspect here.
Oh, here's Leo's record.
Running down his rap sheet.
He's basically a drunk, violent asshole, and he ain't got a phone in his truck.
She can verify this.
Butte, yeah. She also knows that she came home.
She will if you ask her.
She also knows that she came home at 6 a.m. and you were there.
Yep. Your own personal Jesus. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Oh. Robbie,
It's like Bobby, quit feeling up the crucifix, please.
I think it's so adorable the way Major Briggs tries to relate to his son and reach out to him, but he's just so stifled and militaristic.
Right.
And it's just
he's just clueless about it. That he's trying to make an effort.
He really is trying, but he's just
but in his own limited way, he doesn't get it.
It's just totally limited. He's
like this right here. He puts his hand on his shoulder. Is like, wait, whoa, that's way too much emotion. Yeah. I gotta dial this back.
Well, did you ever watch the Drew Carey show? So, there was a scene where somebody in Drew Carey's life had died, and Craig Ferguson was reading from a manual, coming up to him like trying to console him, and he like puts his hand on his shoulder and he pats him. He's like 1, 2, oh wait. then he says, "Oh wait, you're management, right?" Yeah. 3, 4. Like management gets 4 pats on the shoulder. Like he was totally doing it from the from the managerial manual on how to deal with workplace loss or something like that. And that's exactly how this feels. Okay, I should probably put my hand on the shoulder and reach out in some sort of human contact of some kind, but I don't know how to do that. And here's Bobby basically playing with fire, literally, and Major Briggs just talking about his own thing.
Right.
And
Bobby's just staring at his lighter.
Yep. He's going to burn the house down. And he wants him to know that his family's there for him, but he's like, what my family is there for me for what?
Yeah.
You know? And he doesn't quite know his son anymore, so I don't know, this is just sad.
This is one of my biggest regrets about Twin Peaks is that we didn't get to see how Bobby and his dad really patched things up.
That would have been nice. Series. Yeah.
Because obviously there was some point where Bobby figures, okay, I'm going to turn my life around and I'm going to become a cop, and because of everything that I went through with my dad.
Yeah.
It seems like lost potential to me.
I gotta say, Lucy, out of all the guys in this, you work at the police station, all the guys that are here, you pick Andy? I mean, just Hawk's walking by, I'm just saying. Andy's a good guy and everything, but Hawk does have a girlfriend. That's true. Forgot about that. Oh,
that's right. We get to see her.
He says a line from a poem, and he says, "I wrote that for my girlfriend." So,
right.
Cocaine addict. We find out about Laura, which we're not surprised because of her diary. And here we have the different kinds of twine from when Jacques tied her up, and then from when Bob tied her up. And same kind of twine for the Pulaski, but she got away from Leland and Laura didn't.
And here's where Cooper
and
realizes
sometimes my arms bend back.
Creepy. How creepy.
Yes. Oh. So we have pumice and soap by the water. So Bob brought basically a bar of lava to clean him
Yeah, exactly.
after.
Then he leans in for a kiss like this.
So Bob's very prepared, and the wound on Laura's neck
Very
made
very
by
personal.
a burr of some kind. Look, it can talk.
Look,
Trying to think.
it's trying to think. Yep.
Oh, you're such an ass, Albert. Oh,
He
and here
is.
we go. Bite the bullet, baby.
Right. Now, you notice he doesn't have a bruise from that punch?
No, because Albert is made of steel.
Nice.
The letter, nervous about meeting Jay tonight.
Well, he probably has that, Omnicorp, undercoating.
Yeah, that's very, very true. That's very true.
From RoboCop?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, of all people, Bob Morton should know know about cocaine. Got a couple of models coming over to my house tonight, you know what I mean?
Bitches leave.
Are you going to call me?
Hilarious.
Oh, so now Albert's not only...
Now, see, this is where Albert gets really weaselly here, because he's trying to, he wants Cooper to, sign his report against Truman.
And he's not going to do it, because basically he's saying, oh, he's got Pez candies on his tie, it looks like. He's not going to sign it because...
No, go figure that you would focus on
I would notice
Pez
that
candies.
kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Cooper's just like, F you, dude.
Like, you were being an ass. I'm not even going to dignify this with a response right now.
Right. It's like, are you for reals with this?
Yep. And I think, again, here we have the Saturday Night Live picking up on how Cooper just is in love with this town, regardless. Albert's going to go off.
Drop the mic. Boom.
He's going to go out and pout.
Right.
Diane, stop. Yeah, remove Albert from my Christmas card list. Oh, pension place. See, he wants to move here.
Pick up some property. Yeah. Yep.
Reasonably priced.
Yep. Clean place, reasonably priced.
You just want to say, she's in Washington, D.C. You're right there. Just ask Sheriff Truman, who's a good real estate broker around here?
Yeah, why are you making Diane do everything for
cheesy
you?
figurines. We must get Nadine's house.
Now, you notice that the one knickknack has an eye
patch. That
is
awesome.
And then another one has a broken angel wing and it's replaced with a black feather.
Oh, now we're going to find out that he actually helped her inventions.
Right. And we find out that last night they had sex.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh goodness. This is have we seen if they have plastic on the furniture?
No. I can't tell.
And I think this is interesting. This outfit, it's very sort of skin tight. And when in the Secret History of Twin Peaks, oh, poor Nadine. Yeah. She just has always ever wanted Ed and wanted someone as cool as Ed to love her, and Ed is just there out of pity. This everything about these relationships is so sad. So anyway, in the Secret History of Twin Peaks, Hawk talks about when they first met Nadine. She came up on a moped in a cat suit, and this outfit kind of reminds me of that.
Oh, I didn't make that.
Yeah, it just sort of looks like that. I know it's a dress, but it has that clinginess of a cat suit.
The slinkiness.
Yes. Oh, but I knew you'd be mine because I'm creepy like that.
You got to wonder which of her personalities this is, because it almost seems like she's got her angry personality, and then she has this childlike personality.
That's the thing. She definitely runs the gamut, and I think there's a part of Ed that does feel.
He should feel guilty as hell, I would think, because she's obviously troubled.
Yeah, she's obviously troubled, but I think there's a part of him that does sort of feel like if nobody.
Well, he has the guilt over her eye, shooting her eye.
Yeah, there's the guilt over her eye, but also I think emotionally there's a part of him that thinks to himself, who's going to take care of this girl if I don't?
Right. Oh, I got it. So he feels responsible.
I think he does, and I think there's. I think
that's fair. I think.
Because he is hugging her. He's not just standing there while she hugs him.
And James just walks in and says, "I ain't going."
James,
you big baby.
Seriously. Mm.
And apparently Audrey has stolen Cooper's hair gel.
Yeah, she's got.
For this.
Yeah, Audrey looks very
like 1920s.
Yeah, very much. Very Marlene
hair.
Dietrich.
Right.
And
all slicked down and combed.
See, and here we have Audrey's little hidey holes that she goes into.
She goes to the Audrey cave
for eavesdropping, which I would assume.
I ain't been dropping no eaves, honest.
I'm assuming that Benjamin Horne knows about these, but you know.
You would think.
I think he just probably.
I mean, it's his hotel. You would think he would, because obviously I don't think Audrey built this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure this was. I wonder. Okay, did he have this built, or did he buy this hotel? Or did he inherit this hotel?
That's a good question. I don't think we've ever gotten the answer to that.
See, you can reason with Johnny. You can understand.
The first time seeing Johnny without his headdress on.
Poor Johnny. He doesn't understand what's going on with Laura.
Right.
So, this tumultuous family.
As screwed up as Jacoby is, at least he's nice.
I will say that Jacoby is screwed up, but he's very nice to people, even if he's creepy nice sometimes. At least nice.
Right.
So.
And here we have the Reverend Clarence Brocklehurst. And one of the few times we actually get to see pretty much most of the cast.
Everybody together. Yeah, you almost never see some of these people together.
Right.
Who's bearded Josh Groban back there?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
You gotta wonder how many of the cast and crew are in this shot.
Right. Who's wearing black today? Get in the shot. Yeah.
We need to fill out this scene.
We need more people. Cooper, who always wears black. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Forgot that Ed got beaten up by Mike and Bobby because Jacques Renault slipped him a Mickey.
Dominus, ominous, you ride the bus, you ride the bus. We all ride the bus.
When's the next bus?
What's the next bus? Exactly.
And all the little Floridians.
Gotta that Johnny Dangerously just creeps in.
There's something you don't see every day.
Yep.
Oh, James, you at least made it to Laura's Palmer's funeral.
Yep. He's wearing his funeral leather jacket.
It's the formal one. It's
the formal jacket.
It's the one he wears at weddings and funerals.
Right.
Oh, seriously, all these people that have known Laura since she was a baby. This is so sad. And poor James can't even share it with anybody, and it's probably got to be weird for.
You think he could go over and hang with Ed?
Yeah, but then you'd have to hang with Aunt Nadine too.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh, not the time to flirt with Agent Cooper, Audrey.
I know. Too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I can't.
And may the force be with you.
Always. Oh, Johnny.
Yep. And then Bobby has to come along and pee all over everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, Bobby's not the worst thing at this funeral.
Yeah.
But,
there's always one, isn't there?
Oh, there's a couple at this one.
You're right.
This one is
Although I will be right that he actually calls out all the hypocrites in town.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That she needed so much help, and everybody knew she was in trouble.
And he's right about this.
He's totally right, and he said we didn't do anything. He just
yeah. See, he was calling out thoughts and prayers crap before it was cool.
Seriously, you did.
She would have laughed at them anyway.
And it's true. He did. He killed a guy so he could sell drugs.
Bobby killed
a guy. Yeah. That's good.
You're dead.
You're dead.
You're dead. Slow motion.
Slow motion fighting at a funeral. This is.
I love how nobody else is stepping in. It's just like
when the cops are already doing it, it's like what better is there,
Right. You're dead.
Yeah, you know what? At a funeral in front of the FBI, it's not a good thing to threaten somebody's life.
Yeah, like the sheriff's right there.
Maybe seriously, the sheriff and the FBI.
Here we go. Face plant.
This is.
Yeah.
According to my mother, this is like every.
This is iconic and horrible at the same time.
Seriously, it's horrible. This is like every ethnic funeral my mother said she ever went to as a child. People with the "take me with yous."
Yeah. And poor Sarah, just like, it's like, don't ruin this too. It's
Which makes you just wonder, like, what the hell is wrong with this family?
right.
What has happened in this horrible, horrible family?
It's kind of late for that. He's already ruined it. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, well, Bobby started it.
That's true.
Because Johnny's just doing what Johnny thinks is right to do at the funeral.
Right. And Johnny at least has, he's got an explanation for why he did his outburst.
Now, this pisses me off.
I know it does.
About Shelley.
Shelley Johnson, funeral troll.
I feel like Shelley should be a little bit more sensitive to this, considering...
Well, she's entertaining her customers, so maybe she's just trying to get that bigger tip.
I guess, but it's like, don't...
They're laughing at it.
Yeah, I just don't think that's cool. And I don't know, these guys are probably not, like, from Twin Peaks. They're probably just lumberjacks driving through. What is that creepy doll baby back there?
I have no idea.
Oh, my goodness. What? Oh, it's a duck? It's so creepy.
It's a duck. Yeah, it is like some weird, like, wooden carved duck. Just kind of like lurking in the leaves.
I have lost my appetite. Well, no, not for huckleberry pie. I would I would face that thing towards the wall, and I would still eat the huckleberry pie.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Charles, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Why don't we get pie before we do these?
I know.
Oh, look at him. Takes his 5 seconds and he knows about Ed and Norma.
Right. Yeah, you get used to it. Just chill. It's a thing.
Pie and coffee's on you, which at the time he's probably going to get changed for a 10 and he probably still left Norma $2 tip. What is with Twin Peaks and the drugs across the border? The cops have never been able to find it. Right. Well, especially when it's Chad.
Chad. Of course, this is before Chad. This is like Chad's father.
I wonder if there was Chad on the police force at the time. We just don't know. Because we only see these like cops.
Maybe he was probably border patrol.
Yeah, maybe.
And it would let like the Renaults go back and forth across the border.
Yeah.
He would be the border patrol guard looking the other way.
So here we learn about the Bookhouse Boys.
This is what iconic line coming up.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Be where pies go when they die.
Yep. I have that on shirt.
Yes, you do. That's awesome. Cooper.
My double R shirt.
Cooper's cutting through the treacle here. Twin Peaks is different. Yeah, we know that.
Yep.
Yes, I have noticed. Do you know of any farmhouses for sale that I could possibly buy in the next 20 years?
Right.
Just a plot of land I can buy and put a trailer on when I get here.
I wouldn't know anything about different. I have dreams about little Ed and strange rooms, and dead people in them, and that's all.
Well, he's also had his share of crazy, Let's not forget he's here fresh off the heels of the Wyndham Earl fiasco.
This is true, but we don't know that.
We don't know that yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
looking back,
Cooper has his moment. Our fathers and their fathers and grandfathers were the Bookhouse Boys, a secret society.
Supervillains.
Why don't we take Agent Cooper for a little ride? Who says that's FBI agents and then the FBI agent survives afterwards? Only in Twin Peaks.
Now let's do our high sign to show everybody we're in a secret society.
Yeah, exactly. Here's our cheesy little library bar.
Right.
Actually, it's a pretty cool place.
How quaint.
I have to say it's a nifty place.
Yeah. Well, if it was secret, so yeah, it's just a little tucked away that only certain people know about. I bet that's what makes it cool, the exclusivity. High sign.
Joey Paulson.
Yep.
Bernard Renault.
Because there's 50 Renaults, apparently.
That's all this is a town. If you're a Renault, you're pretty much on the cops' radar. And I don't know much about this actor. It's quite the.
I know. Yeah.
Quite the French Canadian / Cajun accent that he's got going on here.
Yeah, I know. It is very odd.
Don't pay me nothing. It's like, are you Cajun or are you?
Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king?
All I know from France, I learned from Inspector Clouseau.
And the Jerry Lewis movies.
Oh, jeez. There's Bernard, Jacques, and Jean, and who are the other ones? What was Walter Olkowitz's name in the new series in The Return? I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember that either.
He was a Renault,
yeah,
but he wasn't
He was
Jock.
right. I think he was a brother or something.
Speaking of Walter Olkowitz,
I'm a traveling man.
the amazingly
made
talented
a lot of stops. Yep.
Walter Olkowitz.
The Jacques Renault shuffle.
Yeah. Oh, something's up. The red light's on.
It's the Jacques signal.
The red light is on. There's donuts. Oh my God, there's fresh donuts.
Now I want donuts.
Yeah, run away
Damn it.
your Marty McFly cosplay. Leo needs a new pair of shoes.
Is that your life preserver?
Why
is he wearing a life preserver?
How long have you been in the Navy?
Yeah. Apparently, Leo's been getting his sweaters from the Cosby Show.
I'm like, waiting, man. Hey, where are you going? Nowhere.
Get me a beer.
Where are you going? Nowhere fast.
Yep. Dick.
Okay. When is this stupid house ever going to be finished, Leo, you lazy ass?
Pretty much. Well, he's outside chopping wood all day.
That's all he's doing.
Is he like making the wood? Is he cutting trees down to like make the framework for the house because he's too cheap to buy wood?
So I don't understand this. Isn't this like a drawer? That looks like it's a cabinet on the other side. Like
I know, I don't get
I
that
don't understand how this is a secret compartment.
It's like the back end of it, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. But
the lonesome foghorn tolls.
Oh. Well, I'm a criminal on on the run from Hong Kong, and some really terrible Chinese gangsters are going to come get me soon. Some Chinese gangsters and David Warner are coming after me.
Forget I said anything about that.
Never mind, just love me.
Just tell me how pretty I am.
Tell me I'm good, Harry.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think she's, now that she's in like a quote unquote respectable position,
right.
I think she likes the calmness of her life. And she's interesting because I know that Cooper can't quite figure her out.
Right.
But he knows there's something.
Which says a lot.
Yeah.
Because Cooper, pretty much can figure anybody out at a glance, as Big Ed showed.
Exactly. Oh, Catherine Benjamin Horn want you dead.
Yep.
Oh, 1980s intercom system.
Yep, intercoms. Yep.
That's awesome.
Like I'm zoomed in on the ears to show you that I'm spying on them.
The Ferris Bueller intercom system. Whoever's in the house is still in the house. I'd like you to know I just called the police. I'd like to also add that I have my father's gun and a scorching case of herpes.
That's epic.
Here's my secret compartment with all my secret porno books.
Right.
I don't know what those are. They just look like Reader's Digest versions of novels. I don't know what they are, though.
This is where we keep the Twilight copy.
This is where we keep
the manuscript.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yep. Wait, it's not there.
There were 2 ledgers the other day. What happened?
Uh-oh.
I still love that they were ledgers. There's nothing unusual in this one. I've read 2 pages of it. Looks fine.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's like, he spends all of 2 seconds looking through it. Oh, yeah, looks fine to me.
How is she doing that from there? Did she turn it on before he got there? What?
Yep.
Oh my God! Look at that old box of deluxe checks.
Right.
That is amazing. I haven't thought about those in years. Remember checks, kids?
Yep. I still use checks.
I don't use checks unless, the IRS gets checks.
Right. Right.
And that's about it.
Huh.
And then maybe the Girl Scouts if they want to check or something.
Right.
Sometimes they want to check. I've been in this house for 3 years. My checks still have my old address on it. That's how often I use checks.
Dale Cooper, grave aficionado.
What kind of Jack the Ripper gothic mystery is happening here?
Say, Jim, that's a bad outfit.
Woo!
Woo!
Excuse me. Oh, all the grown men in this town are creepily into Laura.
Right. I'm not sure which is creepier. The fact that Jacoby comes in wearing that cloak, or that Cooper is just lurking in a graveyard at Laura Palmer's gravesite, waiting for people, hoping people will show up.
Yeah, we know you're a terrible person, Dr. Jacoby, but, in a quirky way, so it's okay.
Right.
I think he's waiting there to see if anybody's going to show up, like if Bobby and Mike are going to show up, or if
Right.
show up. Not Leland, Leo is going to show up, because we have no suspicions of Leland yet. I mean, at this point, Leland's almost a background character. Like Laura had to have parents, so we have to show you them once in a while, but we have no idea how this is going to go. Ew. You're creepy!
Yeah, he is.
I mean, it'd be one thing if he could just not say it so creepily.
Right.
That's what she said. That's only funny if you're listening to the show.
Nice.
But yeah, seriously, this cloak is like...
So
I want to know where Peter Cushing is.
I know. I mean, it's like he borrowed it from Lando Calrissian.
Seriously. Nobody killed Andrew. Oops. Wait, was that supposed to be a secret?
Right.
What was Eckhart's first name?
Thomas,
that's right.
Yep. Thomas Eckhart.
That's my first name. Yeah. No, I think they're going to try. Bob's going to do it first, though.
Yeah, like, Josie, nothing's going to happen to you, at least until season 2.
At least until we get canceled and then come back.
Right. Then you end up in a drawer.
You end up in a drawer pull. Yeah, seriously. That was one thing I was disappointed about, that we never saw Josie Packard again. That we have no idea what happened to her. Like, I would like to have seen her in the lodge, even.
Well, presumably she's somewhere like in hell.
Well, no, that's not fair. Well, maybe it is. I don't know what she did in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Exactly. But, well, she was horrible. Maybe she shot Cooper.
This is true. She did shoot Cooper. But don't you think the lodge is bad enough? This entire gigantic mansion house, and you can't find a bed or a sofa or a shade. Seriously? It's like Titanic, where they had the most luxurious ship in the history of ocean liners, and they still have to find a way to have sex in the backseat of a car. Oh, getting existential.
The one time Cooper hangs out with Hawk.
Oh, Leland. Dance with me. Dance with me.
Now, obviously, Saturday Night Live borrowed from this.
I love this Sarah Huckabee Sanders look this girl has on her face. And is Leland in his pajamas? Or is that no? That's just a shirt. It looks like pinstripe pajamas.
I think it's just a shirt. His shirt with this sweater over it.
Now, Charles, you're listening to this, and I'm not. I'm just listening to it. I'm watching the captions. What's the song?
I think it's just something Angelo Badalamenti composed.
Okay.
I can't remember. I can't place
it. Is it da-na-na-da-na-na-da-na?
No, it's not Pennsylvania.
Okay, that was going to be my guess. Dance with me.
Yep.
Dance with me. Cooper, you might want to stand up and do something about this, please.
Okay, Phil Hartman, time to call in the night.
It's time to go home, Phil Hartman. Cooper, at least go dance with the man. Just one dance. Dance with me. So the dance with me thing.
Yes.
Who's that?
I want to say Leland.
I want to say Leland too.
Like maybe he remembers dancing with Laura as a little girl.
I'm thinking, it's coming back
at some country club function or
probably
something.
Probably here.
But probably at the hotel. Yeah. So like he danced with his daughter, so maybe he's remembering his daughter, and like she would probably stand on his feet, and he'd dance her around like you do with little girls and stuff like that.
Well, does Twin Peaks have a country club, or is it all just Benjamin Horne's deal? Like, you just Yeah,
we don't think. I mean, you would think they would have a country club.
You would think so, but wouldn't it be probably Horne's country club?
You know what? No, they have to, because remember, Leland kept golf clubs in his back of his convertible.
Oh, that's true. That's right, and that's where we find out that Maddy's not going back to Missoula, Montana. Was on the golf course. Oh, good point.
Yep.
And if you know what's good for you, won't kill your niece on a public golf course. Thank you very much.
Yeah, do it on a private
seriously.
course. Show some respect.
Where people know how to mind their business, thank you.
They look the other way there.
There was...
Like all those people in Upper Arlington. That's an in joke for Xan, because that's a little, basically the rich part of Columbus,
Where I lived for 10 years.
Right. Yeah. The country club crowd.
No, I rented there. I'll say that. And now I'm down the street from the Ohio State Public Golf Course. So
there you go.
Keeping it real.
Right. You are.
So yes, I am literally 1 block away from Upper Arlington in where my area is. So
that was Rest in Pain. Thanks everybody for following along with us. Hope you enjoyed it.
Episode 4, the 3rd episode.
Exactly. All right. So, Xan, do you have a rating for this episode?
I give this episode a 9.
9. You really like this one?
I like this one for a couple of reasons. I give this a 9 out of 10 amens. And the reason being, a couple of things, like you said, we see so much of the cast in this episode. We see everybody together. We see so many different emotion. We run the emotional gamut in this episode. We see people in their conflicts. We see people in their sneakiness. We are learning more about this, and I think we get some really, really good performances. And this is one of my all-time favorite Albert moments. His little speech about the funeral. You can plant a coffin any old day. You dig a hole.
This is essentially like prime Albert.
You dig a hole, you plant a coffin. I, however, cannot perform these tests next year, next month, next week, or tomorrow. I must perform them now. I mean, I love that exchange that he has, and I love that this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship between him and Sheriff Truman, because he is the substance of sentiment.
He is a what does he refer to himself as? As a follower of Gandhi.
Of Gandhi and King.
And King.
Gandhi and King. Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
So, all right. So I'm not far behind you. I actually gave this one an 8.5.
Okay.
I like this one a lot, but and it's a strong episode. But I give it 8.5. Lowering and raising coffins.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
With my napkin dispenser. Your napkin dispenser.
Shelley, you need to be a little more sensitive. I think another good thing about this episode is
that's pretty much the worst thing you could say about Shelley, isn't it?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Except for maybe when they were she and Bobby were like abusing Leo.
Well, you want to know honestly my opinion on that? I think it's more egregious that they're committing insurance fraud than that they're abusing Leo.
There you go. Okay.
They can abuse Leo all they want to, but the fact that they're committing insurance...
That's justified. That's justified, but the insurance fraud...
That's going to raise co-pays for everybody else, okay?
That's a very good way to look at it.
But yeah, Leo gets what's freaking coming to him. I think another thing that's good about this episode is we get more suspects. We're pretty sure Bobby and Mike didn't do it, even though they're volatile, testosterone-poisoned a-holes.
Yes.
But Dr. Jacoby's looking pretty good for this too.
Yeah, he is.
We've got Leo, who's still looking good, and
we're all wondering what's up with Leland.
And we're wondering what's up with who's Maddy with what's the deal?
Yeah, who's this? What's her deal? Yeah, exactly. Why does she look exactly like Laura?
Because they're cousins. Identical cousins.
Yep. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So, we got some feedback on our Facebook
page.
Did we?
Excellent.
Yes, we did. From Rachel O'Rourke Williams.
Hello, Rachel.
Hello, Rachel. Glad you're listening. She posted something on June 28th of this year where she said, "Your pop culture episode got me through some serious house cleaning this morning, so thanks for that."
Excellent.
I smugly assumed that I knew all of the Twin Peaks references, but you surprised me with a few. Darkwing Duck! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
We smugly thought we knew them all too till we started doing a little research, and then we were shocked.
Right. Yes. So, yes. You never know what you're going to come up with until you do a little digging, and that's what we came up with. So.
And that's what nerds on the internet are for.
Exactly. This is why we exist. We live to serve.
We live to serve you. So you can clean your house and not clean your house because you're spending so much time looking for Twin Peaks parodies online.
Right.
We're here for you, Rachel.
Rachel, we're glad we got you through that house cleaning because, maybe we'll get you through like washing your car or, doing your dishes or, whatever household chores, we're here for you.
All the towels you got to do or something. No, that's great. I'm glad.
Exactly.
I'm glad you're listening. Thank you so much for letting us know.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, and we love hearing from you, and we'd love to hear from our other listeners. Hint, hint. So if you guys want to be like Rachel, you can post on our Facebook page, Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast, of course, or you can reach us on our Twitter account, GhostwoodCast, on the Twitter machine, or you can email us, ghostwoodpodcast@gmail.com.
Gmail.
The Gmail. The Gmail. So, write us there. We'd love to hear from you. And while you're at it, hey, go on iTunes and, go to Apple Podcasts and give us a rating there. Let us know what you think. Hope you enjoy our little show.
Yeah, give us a rating and subscribe just in case, you're thinking, I don't have any Yep. Oh, look, Ghostwood just popped up. I've got something to listen to now.
There you go. So, if you like Rachel, you got some house cleaning to do. Come on, just subscribe to us and we'll be right there to help you through your daily chores.
We'll be there to motivate you.
Exactly. And also to terrify you.
I feel like I should be like Stevie Wayne right now. Well, stay up with us. The lovely and talented Adrienne Barbeau from The Fog, John Carpenter's The Fog.
And Swamp Thing.
Well, she's only Stevie Wayne in The Fog, though.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Or Escape from New York.
Well, that's. Was she married to John Carpenter at that point?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I can't keep track.
It would explain how she got in the movie.
I can't keep track of all of his girlfriends.
Yeah, I know. There's so much to keep track of these days. All right. So, Xan, where can they reach you on the interwebs? I
am on the Twitter and the Instagram as Udanax19, which is Xanadu spelled backwards, if you wanted a spelling for that. What about you, Charles? Where can they find you on the interwebs?
Of course, at Charles Skaggs on the Twitter machine and the Instagram. Or Google Plus for all you crazy kids with the Google Plus. Facebook, of course, Charles Skaggs in Hilliard, Ohio. Or my blog at Geeky Things.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Damn good coffee and hot. Where I talk about all the things we talk about here. Ghostwood, hey, Twin Peaks and all that. All things David Lynch. Or, all kinds of comic books, sci-fi news. Posted like all the rundown of the Emmy noms.
Yeah, if you want to know what geeky shows were nominated for what Emmy,
exactly. I got you.
Go to Damn Good Coffee. Charles has done a great job of organizing all of that for you, so you don't have to.
Right, I did all the heavy lifting, so you can go like, oh, why wasn't this nominated in this category? Stupid Emmys.
Right, so you can be as incensed as we are that Kyle MacLachlan was snubbed.
He was robbed. Yeah, so I've got all that for you. And then, of course, all kinds of comic book sci-fi news. And news of my other podcasts that I do for Southgate Media, including Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast, the award-winning Next Stop Everywhere.
That's right.
And the Phantom Zone podcast that I do with Karen Lindsay, who appeared on our show not too long ago, where we talk about comic books on TV. And a little thing called... I know, it is. Right now we're doing Preacher, we're doing Cloak and Dagger on Freeform, and we're doing Luke Cage on Netflix.
I would ask you what you think of Cloak and Dagger, but I'll just listen to your podcast and find out.
Yes, actually, I like it.
Cool.
It's actually pretty good.
I still think it should have Dabney Coleman in it, but that's just me.
That's a different Cloak and Dagger.
I know, but wouldn't that be amazing? If he just showed up
as an in-joke, that would be hilarious.
Well, let's be honest with you. What I really want is Henry Thomas to show up because yum. That kid grew up to be a good-looking man. Let me tell you.
Now that was before E.T.,
exactly.
Right? Or was that? That was after E.T. Yeah. Okay, so you got the Cloak and Dagger gig after E.T.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Now we know. Now I can rest knowing that Henry Thomas got Cloak and Dagger because of E.T. All right. See, that's another thing I learned today.
And if you want Henry Thomas's child to pull at your heartstrings, look up Henry Thomas E.T. audition on YouTube.
Is he adorbs?
He's so good. He's so good. He's adorbs and he's really, really good. He's like really, really emotional. And like, you can tell everybody's like kind of took him back tears. And then Spielberg was like, okay, kid, you got the job. It's like, He just did such a good job with that.
I'm not crying. You're
Oh,
crying.
shut up. It was really good. But
that's good. So next time on Ghostwood, the One-Armed Man.
Episode 5, the 4th episode.
Exactly. Or episode 4, the 5th
episode 4, the 5th
episode.
episode. Yeah, however you want to put that.
Just call it the One-Armed
Just call it
Man.
the One-Armed Man.
It's a lot
That's
easier.
all we need to know.
It's a lot easier. Yeah. So, obviously, the One-Armed Man, Philip Gerard, going to be pretty prominent in this one. So, that should be fun.
It said, Mom.
There was a convenience store. We lived above it.
Oh, did you now?
Yep. Yep. Do tell.
Yes.
All right. So, thanks everybody for listening to Ghostwood. Xan, anything else you'd like to add before we head out?
No, just thanks for listening, and please tune back in for next time.
All right. So, we'll see you 2 weeks right before I have nasal surgery. So,
Excellent.
hooray. So I get rid of all this congestion that's probably driving everybody nuts, including me. So, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you next time right here on Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Doppelganger!